get a lot of service call requests going into churches. Here's a very common one. Why is all of our video gear so glitchy?
Oh, my gosh.
And this could be, like, not just live stream related, but, like, why is my video gear going to my projectors glitchy? Or why are my TVs cutting in and out all the time?
You know, the thing is audio stays pretty rock solid. Lighting stays pretty rock solid.
Pretty straightforward.
Digital video is, like, the most finicky thing. I mean, we troubleshoot that more than anything.
All the time.
I mean, it's literally one of those things that's either it's working or it's not working.
Yeah.
And so because we're in churches every single day and because we get service call requests almost every single day for things like this, we have seen it all.
Yep.
And the big thing is you're going from point A to point B via some sort of digital signal, whether it's HDMI or it's Cat 6.
Constantly evolving.
Constantly evolving, that's true.
New versions coming out.
Yes. But between here and here, down this cable path, there's all kinds of stuff that's trying to bombard it with stuff like lights and
lighting.
All kinds of
wireless microphones.
All kinds of stuff want to share the same spectrum.
Yep.
And so you're going from, like, we're here at Will Rogers Theater right now. There is literally a projector right above us because we're standing on the stage. The front of house is way in the back. That's a long run. So a lot of stuff could happen between here and there. So when we are installing lines for projectors and TVs and all that kind of stuff, we're up in the ceiling, we're crawling under stages, we're doing all that stuff, and we're intentionally keeping things away from stuff. Because a lot of times it's just too close to something.
And we're using industry standard practices.
Correct.
We're using shielded cables.
Yep.
A lot of the time we are routing them through the correct type of conduit.
The ends matter, the crimper matters, all that matters.
That's just the thing is I know there's a lot of DIYers out there in the church, and God bless you, but sometimes there's just a few things that you should really have an AVL company in on because each of those decisions in the video world matters. In the audio world, most of the time it's just this really simple two-pair or single-pair wire that's pretty straightforward.
If it's not working, it's probably a high-impedance air gap.
Right, not connected.
It's not plugged in.
Or maybe a solder point came across. But and those are things DIYers learn how to do all the time.
Yeah.
But like in the video world, so many decisions matter. And then I would say this is another huge contributing factor. The video world is one of the main worlds where there is a huge market in the commercial world and in the residential world. And a lot of times what you're working with is you're trying to bring these residential pieces of equipment into a professional world.
Yeah.
And
HDMI
is a great example of that. HDMI was never designed to be a professional level system. It was meant to hook your Blu-ray player up to your TV.
Yeah.
And yet we've got professional pieces of equipment that have to have HDMI ports on them because they know that people aren't going to just go buy high-end equipment all the time.
That and there's a bunch of different standards to HDMI of it in and of itself. So yeah, it's pretty.
And then
crazy.
it's limited by length. So a lot of times you're running your HDMI source into some sort of extension, whether that's via Ethernet or the more quality SDI cable. But even those cables are not perfect.
Yeah,
those extenders are not. Man, I troubleshoot a church one time where just the extension kit wasn't working correctly. The cable was fine. But we literally
I troubleshot one recently.
Yeah, you literally have to pull the extension kit out and put another one, and you sit there going, I don't even know why this one stopped working.
Yeah.
We had that happen in that school gym that one time, or it was a church gym. The dial was just set wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
So really we would talk about like designing your system with intentionality. Of course, we always talk about bringing a quality AVL company in to help you with that, and just trying to keep things as simple as possible and as clean as possible. And video is specifically one of those worlds where it probably pays more to bring a professional in than try to DIY it because, man, we have tried to fix a lot of DIY jobs.
We have seen it all.
And in the long run, you're probably going to end up with a better video feed. And like we talk about a lot on the podcast, just because you brought an AVL company in doesn't mean the project has to cost a fortune.
No.
Like we can design
Not
it
at all.
more affordable, but at least when you buy a system from us, you know that we've thought about.
Sometimes it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Because we're like, hey, you're thinking about this,
way too complicated.
Yeah.
Let us make it simple. And when we install it, we're going to use all the right cables, all the right ends. We're going to put them in the right spot, and you're going to get a much better video signal.